Hello all, it's James Johnson, aka Sulfurblade. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my content. And welcome back to Medieval Blacksmith. Alright, so we're just loading up the game here. Shouldn't take too long. We're going to continue in where we last left off. So I have a... episode 7 was just a real quick figuring out how to make a weapon for someone on the forum. But we are currently in evening state, and we're going to be basically making a couple of weapons to restock, and then we're going to be doing mining. So this is going to be a bit of... this evening time is kind of the time-consuming portion of the game, right? It's the time where time sort of stops, and you can catch up and accomplish things without feeling like you're being rushed and under a clock. Alright, so I want to have another silver toy, I want another copper gladius, and we don't necessarily need something there. So let's start with the copper gladius. Which obviously we're going to be using copper. And we'll probably use the leftover to do the pummel and guard on a silver toy. So we'll throw a whole 3 copper in there. Oh shit, there's silver ore in there. Uh-oh. Well, there's not much. Very little. Well, the silver is turned to liquid. You know what? Let's pour that silver out into, say, the pummel. Oops. So these gladiuses are one of my favorite weapons that I make here in the blacksmithy. The reason for which is because they actually resemble real life very well. A lot of the weapons in the game, you might try to make them resemble real life, but it's hard to accomplish it. But this particular build, this gladius, was fairly easy to recreate inside of this game, and for that reason, it's a fun one. It's also a fun one because the gladius itself, the short sword in the game, is a good seller. A lot of people want the short sword for whatever reason. Quench. Right, we need a 6.3 handle. Might be able to get 6.3 out of this. Oops. I think a lot of these builds will look a lot better whenever I'm able to actually get a lathe. The lathe is so damn expensive, and money is so hard to make in the game, that I just don't feel like I could buy anything, really. I understand that they've changed the frequency of gold when you're mining, to make the game, I guess, more challenging. I guess it was too easy when gold was very abundant. At the same time, I think they might have greatly overdone the balancing. So they've gone from money maybe being too easy once upon a time, which I never played during that iteration of the game, to money being probably too hard to make now. They need to go in and rebuff gold to a little bit of an extent. They over-nerfed it, in my opinion. And then they might have a game that will start to find balance, because how much money you make, if you're making too much money, well, the game feels too easy, and you just progress real fast, and there's a domino effect in it. It snowballs. So the ease in the beginning becomes easier, becomes easier, becomes easier. Right now, you just feel like you're struggling, and you're just not making any headway. So there, somewhere in between this gap is probably where the game should be. So I think it needs a little bit more fine-tuning to get the proper balance. Copper gladius. And we'll set this at 15%. How much coal is left? Put one more scoop in here. Oh, before I change our... what dagger am I gonna make here? I wonder if I saved that one. I don't think I did. So iron dagger, silver toy. I'm gonna go with the silver toy. Guard, pommel. How much is left? I guess we're making a copper toy. There's still some more copper left. Oops, I can't grab that with my hands. Having a hard time seeing it all of a sudden. I also think that they need another quality level in the weapons. So masterwork is too easy to get to. There needs to be another quality called legendary. And legendary is like, you know, all the parts were 98 or better, and the assembly was 98 or better. I mean, it's like the perfect weapon. Everything went perfect. And I think that should equal legendary. And so masterwork should be, you know, almost perfect, but not quite. Wish there was a way to save your coal somehow. I feel like I'm always wasting coal. I'm also not a big fan of the quenching. The quenching really feels... Yeah, I'm not measuring the handle at all. We're just going to use these leftover scraps right now. And whatever length they are, they are. Okay. Copper. No, the copper toy. At 15%. Okay, both of those should be silver. So we've got some silver up there, and whatever that is. So we've got a fair amount of silver stuff. Alright, so let's go mining. Alright, I am going to attempt... Where is it? To do this, whatever is supposedly the correct way. Right. Now how quickly will we lose this side of the coal? You know, I think that these rocks here should have a chance of dropping something. It would make people want to do this correctly more than incorrectly. Come on, we saw the coal for a second. There it is. I wish we could bend down somehow. You know what? I mean, there it is. It's back there. Maybe there's some sort of achievement for clearing out a coal pile. I have no idea. There it is. I can see it from here with my eyes. Come on. Alright, let's try that. I'd like to redesign these coal piles too. I really think that if you take the time to, I don't know, smack about 3 rocks up in the top, you should be able to actually get to the entirety of the coal pile. These coal piles are just a huge waste of time. I mean, when you think about it, coal sells cheap as chips. So to do what I'm doing, you have to be, well, a huge cheapskate like I am. Yeah, this is just not worth your effort as I continue to do it. I've destroyed entirely too many rocks. I should be put in the insane asylum for wasting my time. We had it there for a second. Come on, it's right there. Alright, I'm glutton for punishment. Alright, that's good enough. Done with coal. iron. Do we have any room for any iron? Probably not. Yeah. Is that Tamara or Sela? Sela. We don't need Sela. I was hoping that would all be gold. But it's fine. We need copper is always useful. Okay. Silver. Excellent. Wow, we're full of silver, are we? Okay, well, if we're full of silver, we're full of iron, full of copper, we're full of Sela. What is that? Probably nothing we need. You Hydra. Okay. That should be good. Yep. I think we're done mining. Are we? Yeah. You know, I'm thinking I might make one more weapon. I'm thinking I'm making it out of sealant. This is like... It seems to be the most common ore after iron and copper. And we never use it. But I'm thinking about trying to use it. So Sela... Pummel. We don't need a fancy pummel. I guess we'll make a fancy-ish pummel. Handle. Guard. Yeah, when I think of a mace, I think of something that does a lot of smash, right? Something like a Morning Star. Heavy weapon. Still considered a heavy weapon. Is there technically a mace in the game? Does the fuller change a damn thing? Doesn't seem to. Doesn't matter. Fuller has nothing to do with this. So why am I continuing to change it? I don't know. It's got good sell value. That it does. Shouldn't be that hard to make. Well, actually, it's 0.62 liters of ore to make this thing. Is it really? It seems like a lot. Well, it's not because of the pommel and the guard. It's everything to do with this big honkin' frickin' piece of... Alright. It is. 17-inch handle. Try to envision this thing. This thing is about 2 foot long. It doesn't feel very big, right? When I think of a mace, it's got to be bigger. It loses smash rate when you get bigger, though. So the right here seems like the sweet spot. If we go higher, we lose smash rate. "14-inch. That's... This is like a hammer. It's very much like a hammer in size, like a hand hammer. Maybe a little bit bigger than a hand hammer. Alright, well, let's give it a go. There's a little bit of copper in here. Probably just melted in port. Really? Are we gonna waste? Yeah, we're gonna waste. We are gonna be wasteful. Hey, get back here. What the hell? Get on the hook. Nah, I'm not gonna waste this copper. Okay, so what part are you getting poured into? The guard or the pommel? Pommel? I should have wasted it. Oh well. Two, three. Okay, what does seal and melt at? Because we're hot enough to melt iron right now. Okay, there we go, it's melting. Wow. Yeah. Are we... maybe it... No, there's nothing in the bucket. Really? Still not there. Nope, still not there. Alright, no wonder it's worth so much. It uses an absolute ton of resources. Finish off the guard. Okay, what did we start that pummel with? Wasn't that copper? We could go back to it. That was a copper piece. Should be enough. Oh, I bet it's melting immediately. It'll probably melt by the time we walk over here. Very little left. Yes. It's hard to smack. That should have been assumed if it's got such a high melting point. Alright, here comes the fun part. I'm only gonna have to hit this 99 times. Literally. Okay, reminder. Never make a Sila weapon ever again. So game devs, if you're watching this, this is not fun. There's nothing fun about hitting something 100 times. Yeah, I get the concept that this is a hard metal and everything, but this is too much. Alright, well 97 is good enough. Now we have to heat it up to quench it. Don't really, but... Does quenching do anything for a mace? Good enough. Okay, and then how big of a handle do we need? You know, one that big. So 14.17 inches. 14.17. Who does measurements like that? 14.17 inches? It's not even... yeah. Oops. Alright, let's see how this thing turns out. Okay, the brass ball looks a little silly with this big blue head on it. Okay, how the heck is this done? Guess like anything else. Sila Morning Star. 2,845. Okay. Alright, we are ready. Actually, I don't think we talked to the kids yet today. Which is pointless. There's your 10 coins. How are you doing? Alright, we got Tarkin here. He wants weapon grade good, weapon type one-handed sword, weapon 2.7 pounds, quenching quality 90. So he wants a lightweight one-handed weapon. Lightweight. Guard, we'll go with that. Since it's all lightweight, he wants 1, 2. Our usual, if it's a one-hander, we'll go with the usual 6.3. And then the blade, we're gonna go with our typical standard. Actually, no. We'll go back here. I want to put that there. And then we'll go into this. Okay, one less. Blade point. Yeah, 0.3. Fuller. So the hollow ground uses less stuff. Well, this is actually the required weight he wants. I could accomplish his goal with copper. I mean, I might as well, right? Why use something better than copper if I can do it with copper? Weapon grade good, weapon type one-handed sword, less than 2.78 pounds, quenching quality 90. Yeah, let's do it. There's a little bit of copper in there already. Yeah, that'll be fine. 2. I'm putting too much coal in. We're gonna pull this off with 2 pieces. Are we? Yes. And a little left over. Alright, let's go quench it. Good quench. Alright, we need a 6.3 handle. Alright, we're gonna call this the Sword of Tarkin. Okay. Here, take a look, please. Yes, this will do. Here, take your copper stone, sword beater. Glad you like it. I have to go now. I have to go. I have to know where my nation is. The hunt awaits me. Bye. I wish it were a bit cheaper. Never mind, I'll pass. Yeah. Gotta pay for the goods. I don't work for free. You know what? I need to go shopping. I need wood. I think this guy has wood. Okay, so more river nut. Three is probably enough. Get some cloud tree. Have a little spice and diversity in life. Sure, emerald as well. And while we're shopping, welcome. Hello, I'm the owner of the newly opened blacksmith shop over there. I came here to meet you. You did very well, neighbor. Welcome. My name is Guillermo. I'm a fabric merchant. I can tell from your accent that you, like me, must have come to Latia from another city, am I right? Where do you come from? Niona, a little bit south of the city. My father produces fabric there, and his sons, we sell what our fathers produce in different cities. After the River War ended, we received an invitation from the Rimlards, and I came here a year ago to sell the goods we produce. To be honest, at first I didn't think it was a good idea. After all, fancy fabrics were the last thing needed in a city that had just come out of war. But it looks like my father was right once again. What did your father say? He always says that no matter where, in what age, or in what condition we are, there are two jobs that will never end: food and clothing. So your sales are good? Yes, but I still miss Niona. After all, that's where I was born and raised. By the way, did you know most nobles in Niona cover their weapons and spears with fancy leathers? If you want to make such weapons, I have very beautiful fabrics and leather. Just tell me what you need. I'll do my best. Let me see your goods. Right, I can't afford anything really fancy. Troll skin. What, I already have brown leather? Really? When did that happen? And why haven't I been using it? Okay. Well, we'll get troll skin, and we'll go with, yeah. Okay. Hey, we sold a silver tie. There we go. Shit. Fine. One-handed rye cutter. Oops. It's already liquid. Alright, that'll be good enough. We have no coal. Still a little more left. Okay, short stubby little dagger. Hilt decoration. Sure, brown leather. Thickness? Oh, interesting. Let's try something like that. Nice looking little dagger there. Alright then, a silver toy. Rare. I wonder why that is. That's fine. Saka, huh? Good day to you, Blacksmith. Let's get to know each other before we get started, shall we? My name is Saka. What is your name? I'm Sulphurblade. Pleased to meet you, Sulphurblade. I'm a soldier candidate. I'm preparing for a test to become a soldier in the greatest army in the world. A female soldier, interesting. Excuse me, but what exactly is so interesting about this? Do you think a woman can't be a soldier? In your mind, is a woman's sole purpose in life to serve some filthy, worthless scoundrel until she dies? Sorry, Blacksmith, but unlike you, I don't see anything interesting here. On the contrary, I think the real curiosity is why anyone would choose a lifetime of servitude to some disgusting, lowly brute when they could be serving in the greatest army in the world. Don't worry, I'm sure you'll find plenty of handsome young men in the army. I'm not looking for a man, Blacksmith. Shut up. Yeah, anyway, I've been training for the test for a long time, but the army requires the use of a two-handed sword, and as you can imagine, the problem is that those two-handed swords are a little too heavy for me. So I want you to make a special and lightweight two-handed sword for me. Is it possible? Maybe. How heavy do you want it to be? Not more than 0.75 kilograms. How much will it cost me? Durability greater than 5, quenching. Well, since you were so friendly, it'll cost you 5,000 coins. I don't think I can afford this. Additionally, I need to buy a helmet too. Can you make it 2,000 coppers? Really? Nope. I see. Okay, then I gotta go. Bye. Don't let the door hit you on the ass, lady. Okay, so I botched that whole customer there. Probably would have been better if I would have treated her nicer, but who does she think she is? Joan of fucking Arc? I swear to God. And her attitude is terrible. Nothing wrong with being at home. Oh, what the hell? The blade went flying. Let's grab another one of these little pieces from the ground here. Help decoration, let's stick that on. Bring it down to about 60% again. Rare. Well, what was botched on this one? More quality pummel? Oh, can I talk to the peasant? Greetings. Welcome. Would you like to order a custom weapon? The weapon I want is something like requirements: weapon grade rare, weapon type scorpion, weight less than 3.15 pounds. Scorpion, huh? What the hell's a scorpion? Great. How much do you want? How about 21.26? I understand, but unfortunately I don't have that much money. Maybe another time. Fine. Interesting. I didn't know I could talk to the customers. That's kind of cool. But anyway, I think this is where we're going to wrap up this episode. Oh, that's a gold dagger, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, as I was saying, this is where we're going to wrap up this episode. Anyway, I am James Johnson, aka Sulfurblade. This is my content. Hopefully you're enjoying it. If so, please smash that like button, consider subscribing, and until the next time, I'll peace.